The 300 handheld is very similar in look and feel to the 200 handheld. It's actually the exact same case, same size, same setup. But it has some new features that are much more user-friendly than the 200, and just a couple of things that the 200 missed out on that they have now included into the 300. New features on the Alpha 300 include 3 times the battery life on the handheld compared to previous models. The Alpha 300 has a clearer screen with better colors, makes it easier to see map detail. Alpha 300 has a better charging system using USB-C in place of micro USB. The Alpha 300 gives you the ability to update both the handheld and your collars via your home Wi-Fi. The Alpha 300 is also compatible with Garmin's subscription service Outdoor Maps Plus. The Alpha 300 also has a new and improved menu interface, which is easier to use. So one of the major changes in the Alpha 300 is handheld battery life. The Alpha 300 gets about 3 times the battery life that we have seen out of the previous models. Typically, you're going to find 55 hours of runtime with an Alpha 300 on a full charge. This gives you the option of going multiple days without having to charge the handheld, compared to an Alpha 200, which typically is only going to last you a single day on a full charge. The next difference between the Alpha 300 and the 200 is the screen. It's the same size screen, but it is much clearer and shows much more detail, especially when you're looking at maps. The color detail on the Alpha 300 screen is also better compared to the Alpha 200 screen. Another improvement in the Alpha 300 is the charging system. Compared to the Alpha 200, which uses a micro USB charger, the 300 uses a USB-C charger, which in my opinion is a good bit more durable. It's just a better charging system overall. So another major change in the Alpha 300 is the ability to update both the handheld and collars via Wi-Fi. With the Alpha 200 system, you were able to update your handhelds via Wi-Fi, but you still had to update your collars via Garmin Express. With the Alpha 300, you have the ability to not only put your handheld on your Wi-Fi network, you can also put all of your collars on your Wi-Fi network, and then when you plug everything up to charge it, after a few minutes of being on the charger, it will go online, it will check for updates, and if there is a new update, it will automatically install it into your system. This is a major time saver. It also keeps you from having to check to see if there are updates available. The system's going to do it for you. It's very practical. Really big fans of this. It's going to help you avoid having issues with your GPS system. One of the new things that Garmin has for the Alpha 300 is the ability to use their subscription service, which is the Outdoor Maps Plus. This is a subscription service that gives you access to a whole bunch of maps that are going to be updated, and they're going to have a lot more detail. The other advantage of the Outdoor Maps Plus is that you're not limited to state regions as far as one of the hunt view maps that we're using now. The hunt view maps are done by state, and that's a problem for folks that either hunt close to a border or they cross over a border when they're hunting. And so with the subscription service to the Outdoor Maps Plus, you're going to be able to download areas and not be restricted to just state by state like you are with the hunt view maps. Another major piece of the Alpha 300 is an app that's on the unit that's called Channel View. Just like all the other Alpha systems, you have a limited number of collars that you can track, and there is a set number of channels. If you are hunting in an area that has an enormous amount of activity, or you're in a competition situation where there is an enormous amount of Alpha collars being used, you know what kind of problems you have as far as interference between these collars. In a lot of hunting situations, this isn't going to be a problem, but especially in competition situations, this can be a problem. What Channel View allows you to do is it checks the airwave to see what channels are currently being used by other collars. You can then go in and set your collars to run on channels that are not being used. This was something before that you kind of had to do hit and miss. You would guess which channels were being used, or if you ran into a problem with a specific channel, you'd go in and change your collar to an unused channel, but you really didn't have a lot of control over it. So with Channel View, you can actually see what collars are being used and what channels they're on, and you can avoid those channels so that you don't have interference issues.